Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett with Southern Adoornments Decor. How are you guys tonight? Or today. It's not night. Afternoon. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I'm getting ready to paint something really bright and colorful. So I'm wearing a really bright and colorful shirt today. It's putting me in the summer mood. So I hope you're having a good day and will enjoy this. So this is the one we're going to be painting. And I just realized I need to flip the camera for you guys. So it says, Happy Summer. And this is an etched door hanger blank. We sell these in our shop. The lettering is laser etched in the surface. So you'll be able to paint right over that lettering and you'll still be able to see it so that you can paint your letters, your word. I do have water. Hallelujah. I'm a hot mess today. I forgot to grab my egg carton. Let me tell you what I've been doing this morning though. Look what finally came in. You guys have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the new paintbrushes to come in, and they finally came in. So I've been sorting them out, and I added them to the shop for you guys. There's 4 different kinds. There's the filbert tip, there's round tip, flat tip, and angles. And there's 12 of each one in 12 different sizes. So if you need some great paintbrushes, go grab those. I use these all the time. And they've been out of stock for months now. So I finally got some more, but we only have 50 of each type in the shop. And I realize I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and order some more right away because I bet these will sell out quickly. All right, let's get started, shall we? So I posted a picture of this door hanger blank earlier and asked you guys, what should I paint it? And all of you said, like bright, colorful, like summery colors. So in order to do really bright colors, we're gonna have to paint the whole thing white first. So I'm just gonna squirt some white on here. I'm going to use my big, huge flat tip brush. I'm going to go ahead and get it a little bit damp so that it's nice and workable. And we're just going to spread this white paint out to cover up the entire thing. And so don't worry, we are painting directly over these laser etched letters, but that doesn't matter. I thought we might do the background in like yellow or something like that, because that was how I had designed it when I designed it on the iPad using the Procreate app. And I really liked the yellow, and maybe do some lettering like the color of my shirt, like hot pink. I think this would be really cute, like hanging up next to a pool or something like that. Just something really bright and summery. So I need to make myself a list, because is anybody else like this? When you go in Hobby Lobby, do you like suddenly see squirrels all over the place and then you don't actually end up buying what you went in there for? You end up like coming up with a whole different craft project, and you have to like scour the store for all the supplies for this project that you suddenly thought of while you were in the store. It's like magical. You walk through the doors and then you suddenly have all kinds of ideas for different projects you want to do, and then you forget the supplies for the one project that you went in there to get. So I usually have to make myself a list. It's aggravating. Okay, let's paint it all this really, really bright yellow. It's a patio paint by Decor, meaning it's like indoor-outdoor paint, I guess. I think that's what that means. Hang on, I'm looking for a big brush. Here we go. And it is like the brightest yellow that covers so well. And it's probably because it's the patio paint that it covers so well. This is the only color that I actually have in this patio paint brand. But it says patio paint outdoor acrylic, and this is sunshine yellow. So it's got great coverage, and it seems to illuminate anything you paint it on. It's just, it's like it has light inside of it. It's so bright. So I think this will be a really great background color for our happy summer. So I'm just going to paint this directly on top of the white. It still would have been nice and bright even without painting white underneath, but this kind of ensures that I don't have to do more than one coat. And since I have plenty of white and not plenty of this color, I would rather save my yellow and use my white. So the white was the background coat. Come on now, see, I'm almost out of it. I'll have to add this to my Hobby Lobby list. Okay, let's dry it and see if we need to cover up any more areas. Okay. Somebody said the patio paint is expensive. Now let me tell you this. I've never bought the patio paint at Hobby Lobby. Decor actually sent me this bottle in a thing full of samples that they gave me when I signed up for their Helping Artist program. And so I've never had to buy the patio paint. But I do think that for the color yellow, because yellow is a hard color to get when you're wanting, yellow doesn't cover very well anyways. And so I almost think it would be worth spending a little bit of extra if you just want to get this color because of how great it covers. Look at this yellow here, like one coat and we are good. And I can still see my lettering just fine. And the patio paint I've noticed is not matte. It's more like a satin finish. So it's a little bit different. Okay, let's use some sponge pouncers. I'm gonna do really giant polka dots. Where is Charlie keeps messing with my polka dots. Here we go. And I need something flat to put my paint on. So I'm gonna use the lid of my egg carton this time. And I wanna do really big polka dots. Have you guys seen these? They're by Martha Stewart. They are sponge pouncers, and they come in a 2-pack. Like this, 1 and 2. So you've got 4 sizes of polka dots. So I'm going to use the biggest size. I think this is a 3-inch polka dot. And I got out my egg carton because this is not going to fit in my little bitty egg carton. So we're going to put our polka dots inside here. Our paint inside of here. I'm just going to squirt out some white. And then we're going to take our sponge polka dot, put it in there, do a little twisty twist. Pick it up, make sure it's covered good. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to scrape off all the extra on the edge of my egg carton so it goes back down into the tray like that. And then we're just going to make some polka dots. Make sure you don't have any extra dripping off of there. Heidi says, I want to paint more. I painted the striped pineapple and I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad, Heidi. Did you see our blog post about pineapples? Is that why you painted your striped pineapple? We do have a free pineapple template in our free library. If you go to southern-adoornmentsdecor.com/free-library. You can also go to the blog and look at the pineapple post, blog post about that to get to there, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to start in one corner, like right down here by my R. I'm going to push down and give it a gentle twist. I'm only twisting maybe 1/4 of an inch and then lift up. Perfect polka dot. It does have little bubbles, but that's okay. We're just going to blow them out like candles. Well, I probably didn't even need to dip in more paint. I don't know why I just did that, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to go up a little bit and do another dot. And you can put your dots closer together if you want to. Mine are about 2 inches apart. We're not going to re-dip this time. Now the third one, we're going to make a triangular shape out of these 3 polka dots. 1, 2, 3. Push down, do a gentle twist, and lift up. So now we can take these 2 and make another dot here. And then take these 2, make a dot here. All right, I think it's getting about time to dip my paint again. That last one covered okay, but I'm not sure if it'll cover again. Okay, I'm going to make another triangle out of these 3. Oops, I didn't cover that one real good, so let's redo it. There we go. And then out of these 3, and then I'm going to try to position it so that these 2 and those all make a triangle in between them. There we go. Take these 2, make another triangle. And we're just making triangles out of our dots all the way around the board. Whoops, I didn't get that one covered very good. There we go. And if you have any weird spots, just kind of go back and do it again. Oh, that one didn't cover very good. Probably because I'm running out of paint on there. Hang on, let's get some more paint. There we go. Okay. Now, you're going to want to wash this out pretty soon. I'm going to just set it in the wet paint up here for now because I'm going to be done with this door hanger before too long. But let me show you these poke. Oh, hang on, hang on. I see one that didn't get covered very good and I thought it did. Let me redot it. One edge of it wasn't covering very well. Okay. So see, we got giant 3-inch polka dots that didn't take us any time at all. I do believe I have these sponge polka dot thingies linked in my Amazon affiliate shop. So now let's dry this, and then what do you guys think? Do you think I should do the lettering like hot pink, like my shirt? Okay, I'm struggling to find the exact color pink I want. I may have to mix 2 colors of pink. Let me see what's in this box. I have all kinds of paint stuff under here. Bright magenta. There we go. That's what I'm needing. Okay. This is actually, I think, an apple barrel paint, but I'm running out of my Deco Art colors, so we're going to use this one. It's called Bright Magenta. It's pretty much the exact same color as my t-shirt. I'm going to use a filbert tip brush. Let's see what size this is. This is a little small. To paint inside my lettering. This ought to work. And this is a size 8. So the reason I'm using filbert tip is because it's rounded up at the top, and the rounded tip allows you to make a nice rounded edge on your lettering. And so the font that I used on the lettering for Happy, actually I think this is my hand lettering. This is an out of font. The hand lettering, the way I did it on this one is I made sure that the edges of the letters were like really rounded and smooth, and so this will allow you to paint the lettering that color, that way, so that it's got a nice smooth rounded edge. You can still achieve that with other brushes, but it's just easier with a filbert tip. What kind of wood do I use to cut out your templates? Cindy, you can find a lot of answers like that at southernadoornmentsdecor.com/FAQ for frequently asked questions. But I used to use Revolution plywood from Lowe's back when I was hand cutting my own door hangers. What I use now is called MDF. But I use the MDF because that's what my laser cutting guy uses. And I really love the quality of it. It paints so smooth, and it's really smooth, and I love it. But it is difficult to find MDF in the 1/4 inch thickness where I live. So it just depends on what you can find. So if you can find MDF, get that. If you can't, get 1/4 inch Revolution plywood at Lowe's. There's also other brands, but the Revolution, I've always had pretty good luck with the consistency of the quality of that brand. If you guys are commenting, you can tell her what kind of paint you use, or not paint, what kind of wood you use. It might be something different than what I use. Because that's definitely not the only options. Okay, this lettering on top of this yellow is going to take a couple of coats. So we're going to just go ahead and do our first coat with the bright magenta, and then we'll have to go back and do a second coat on it. The yellow's wanting to come through the bottom of it a little bit. How does it hold up in the weather? Karen, I have found that as long as you give it a coat of clear, like a clear sealant coat on front and back, and it probably would be best to do it around the edges as well, it holds up just fine. Now, I have left mine out in full weather before, and once I forgot to spray the back. I had only sprayed the front, and it spent all night out in the rain, and the next day it was starting to bow just a little bit. So I brought it in and put it in front of a heater and laid it nice and flat, and I was able to get it to flatten out. And the painted side that I had sealed looked perfect. It didn't have any damage whatsoever. So I just applied a coat of sealant to the back before I put it back out. So just make sure you seal it really good, and you shouldn't have any issues. If you guys end up sprinkling the love, let us know in the comments. If you're not sure what that's code for, you can just ask. Where have you been, girl? Sharon, I've been right here. I think Facebook just hasn't been showing everyone everything all the time. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to miss a thing, here's a tip for you. You know how when you go on somebody's Facebook page, you can go to the Southern Adoornments Decor Facebook page. At the top, there's like a little thing that says following. If you tap on that, if you tap on the word following or the little icon that means following, it'll ask if you want to see this page by default or if you want to see see it first in your newsfeed. And so my favorite pages that I don't want to miss anything from, I have those set to see first. And so that way, when I log on to Facebook, I always see their content first. I don't have to wait for Facebook to show me the newest stuff. And of course, when you log on here to watch me live, sometimes it'll ask, do you want to be notified next time Southern Adoornments Decor goes live? All you've got to do is click the little thing that says, yes, notify me. And you shouldn't miss it next time. But I've been here live every Tuesday. And on Fridays, I do Friday Fab 5. I do that at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I share 5 of my favorite things with you guys. Sometimes it's favorite craft products. Sometimes it is a favorite recipe or a new t-shirt. Just whatever I love that week, I share with you guys. This Friday, I'm going to have a book for you guys. I've been reading a book. Can you believe that? Not a Kindle book, but an actual paper book. I haven't read a paper book and I don't know when. But I actually had this one in my drawer for quite some time, thinking that I would find the perfect time to sit down and read or take it with me on a beach trip, and I never did. And so, in the spirit of trying to take better care of myself and trying to make more like time for myself, because I have a tendency to be a bit of a workaholic because I do love what I do. In the spirit of trying to take better care of myself, I thought, you know what? I'm going to read a book. And so I pulled that book out that's been in my nightstand drawer for years and finally read it. And it was such a good story. It was so good that I ended up reading it in like 3 days and I couldn't put it down. And so I'm going to tell you guys about it on Friday. It's going to be one of my Friday Fab Fives. And it was such a good like love story, a bit of romance, a good family story. And it's like got good Christian values. It was just a really good story. So I'm excited to tell y'all more about that on Friday. But anyways, so yeah, if you want to come join me on Friday, I do that at 9:30 Central Time. Do you guys have any questions for me? What font is that? This is actually my handwriting. Believe it or not, my handwriting. I designed it on the Procreate app, so I'm not hand lettering it now, but I did hand design it on the Procreate app on my iPad first, and it's laser etched in the surface. Tammy, the yellow is called Sunshine Yellow. Michelle said, do you do your lives at the same time? I do on Fridays, but Michelle, on Tuesdays, it's just whatever time I find time for. So sometimes it's in the evenings and sometimes it's in the afternoon. But if you are signed up to get text notifications, then you will get notified when I go live. So, not to mention, if you haven't heard, you can get a free template of a birthday cake if you download that app. It's only available inside the app. And then a lot of you guys have been telling me that you love the app because you can create like a wish list and put your favorite items in your wish list. That way you can go back later and purchase. So it just makes shopping a little bit easier and a little bit more fun. And we do plan to do some specials on the app just for the people who have it, to like send out special deals and stuff that way. So there's definitely a benefit to having it. Okay, I'm going to dry this and do another quick coat. Okay, I'm going to do a second coat of this color real quick. And somebody asked what was the best kind of sealant to use. So if you are spraying on your sealant, I recommend Rust-Oleum lacquer. It is a high gloss finish. I always get a really nice smooth application when I use it. And I've never had any trouble with it yellowing anything. Because sometimes when you spray sealant on white paint, it can cause it to turn like a yellowy color. And, whoops, I almost got outside the paint line there. And so you don't want that. So, but the Rust-Oleum lacquer does a really good job, and I've never had that problem with it. If you are brushing on the sealer, I recommend the Decor Duraclear Gloss Varnish. It applies really smoothly. It has a really nice gloss finish when you're done. and it holds up really well to the weather also. So I highly recommend that one. Anna says, so if we don't use a saw, we can get stuff from you. Do you use a certain kind of paint? Yes, Anna, you can buy the wood cutouts from me. They're called door hanger blanks. We sell them in our shop at shopdoorhangers.com. You can get the direct link by saying the word link, and it'll send it to your Facebook Messenger. The paint that I recommend is any kind of matte acrylic paint. My favorite brand is Decor Americana. But any kind of craft acrylic, matte acrylic paints will work. Gloss will work too, but I just have a preference for the matte paints. I like to spray or brush my gloss on afterwards because I feel like the matte paints get a more smooth and even coverage. Now, if you're using Revolution plywood or something other than MDF, you may struggle with your staples trying to go through. So definitely just use 1/4 inch staples, and definitely make sure that you aren't pushing down really hard when you do your staple. I modified my staple gun a little bit by taping on like a piece of cardboard or something underneath the staple gun, just so that it would have a buffer before it went through the wood. And that keeps me from pressing down too hard on the staple gun, and so it keeps the staples from going all the way through. I also staple on my bows, so I usually just staple like close to the knot or on the back side of the ribbon, somewhere where it's not going to show. Because anytime I've ever used hot glue, it doesn't hold up very well. Oh shoot, I messed up something over here. Let me get a baby wipe. My hand got all in it and tracked it all over the place earlier. Hot glue doesn't hold up very well when I'm got it out there in full sun. I was going to see if my baby wipe would clean this up. It may and it may not. Yeah, I believe it's going to. Or at least most of it. I'm just trying to rub very gently to get that pink off. And I think part of the reason it's coming off pretty easy is because the yellow was a satin type paint. It wasn't a matte paint like normal. The satin paint kind of kept it from sticking real tight. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the hot glue won't hold up very good if you're hot gluing your bows on, especially if it's a really hot front door like mine. Mine faces the west, and so it gets a lot of sun in the afternoon. Okay, one more letter. Then we can add some finishing touches. This color is so pretty on this yellow, it just pops. Okay, looks great. What is your favorite brush for lettering? I would have to say the filbert tip brush, and I do have these for sale in my shop. I was showing them earlier. They just came in today. It's a set of 12 in 12 different sizes. I've got filbert tip, flat tip, round tip, and angle tip brushes. So if you need some more brushes, go grab those from the shop. Okay, I'm going to dry this, and then we'll do some accents with the paint pens. Okay, somebody asked, I think her name was Anna. She said, what kind of tools do you need to do this? You need a jigsaw or a scroll saw or a rotozip. You just choose your cutting tool. You need a sander to be able to sand the edges. You're going to need a staple gun to be able to staple your bows on. What else? That's pretty much it tool-wise, I believe. You need paintbrushes, you need paint, all kinds of stuff like that. Let's see. And then somebody said, how would I find someone to laser cut in my area? I would just ask on Facebook, Lynn. And Anna also said, what is the cost a month to do this, not including your monthly fee? Anna, that really just depends on you, and if you're buying blanks or if you're cutting your own, that cost varies quite a bit. What is the color pink I'm using? It's called Bright Magenta. It's actually an apple barrel paint. Okay, let me show you guys what it looks like so far. Isn't that bright and happy? Okay, now I'm going to use my largest Posca paint pen. This is the big 7mm bullet tip. And then we're just going to go around the outer edge of the design. Just tracing the outer edge. And then we'll add some highlights on the letters in a moment. If you want to learn more about how to paint from me, my Painters Clubhouse membership will open up again August, is it August 22nd, I believe? And so you can learn, oh, there's another spot where I got pink off to the side. You can learn how to paint door hangers with us. It's a monthly membership where we teach you 2 different door hanger designs every month, plus we teach different like painting techniques. So for instance, in June, I'm going to be teaching a door hanger design, but I'm also going to be teaching how to paint tie-dye, to like do a tie-dye type, like a faux painting technique. So if you wanted to do a tie-dye theme on here, you could paint the entire door hanger in tie-dye on the background and then do the lettering on top of that. Wouldn't that be cute? We also have tutorials for hand lettering and like leopard print, bow making, different ways to cut your door hanger, all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, so we've got it outlined. I'm going to do this next part with a brush because my paint is still just a wee bit wet. So I'm going to get a little bit of white paint. I want to water it down just a little bit so that it's nice and workable. When you get the template offline, what's the best way to transfer it to the wood to cut? Caitlin, that's a great question. You can put graphite paper under your template, between the template and the wood, and then you just trace over the design with a pen or something so that it transfers the graphite to the door hanger. Okay, I've just got a little round tip brush and some white. I'm just going to add a little highlight on certain parts of the lettering. This is one of those things that's like less is more, so I'm trying not to do too much. Excuse me while I get quiet and concentrate. And then I'll show you guys up close in a moment. Okay, so cute. Okay, let me show you. See that white highlighting? Makes the letters look almost like 3-dimensional. Really cute. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you will, sprinkle the love for me and let me know that you've done so. And you can go shop at shopdoorhangers.com. Bye, y'all.